She stormed across my lawn in a hot pink pantsuit, screaming about my truck violating HOA rules. Margaret Reynolds, mid-40s, designer heels sinking into grass, absolute fury twisting her face. I just moved to this mountain paradise. Crystal lake views. Green everywhere. My dream home. Until her. Remove that truck in 1 hour, or I'll destroy you. 3 days later, she made good on that threat. Blocked the community gates. Wouldn't let me reach my own house. Then security guards appeared on my porch. You're trespassing. We're removing you from the property. She claimed my size was intimidating. My presence was threatening. She tried having me arrested for crimes I didn't commit. But she made one critical mistake. She never asked what I actually do for a living. Stay until the end to watch her get arrested. It's the most satisfying 4 minutes you'll see today. Drop your location in the comments so I know where future HOA tyrants are watching this. I'm reaching into my truck bed for the last bag of groceries when I hear the heels. Click, click, click. Fast, aggressive, concrete to grass. I turn. She's crossing my lawn like she owns it. Electric pink pantsuit blazing under the afternoon sun. Mid-40s. Blonde hair pulled so tight it looks painful. Face already red before she even opens her mouth. You. Her finger stabs toward my chest. Manicured nail like a weapon. The lake behind our community shimmers. Mountains rising green and peaceful beyond the water. 72 degrees. Perfect day. Birds singing in the trees lining the street. None of that matters to her. Do you have any idea what you've done? She's close now. Too close. I can smell her perfume. Expensive, overpowering. That vehicle is a direct violation of Section 7, Paragraph 3 of the HOA Covenant. My truck. Government surplus. Beat-up Ford. Nothing special. I open my mouth. I don't care what you think you know. She's shaking papers at me now. Official-looking documents. Commercial vehicles are prohibited in this community. Do you understand English? Neighbors are watching. Mrs. Patterson across the street. The young couple 2 doors down. Curtains moving. Phone's probably out. She wants an audience. Ma'am, this isn't a commercial. Don't ma'am me. Her voice cracks. I am HOA President Margaret Reynolds, and you've been here 3 days and already destroyed our property values. 3 days. I bought this house 2 weeks ago. Moved in 72 hours ago. Haven't even unpacked everything. This is my dream retirement. 20 years of federal service. Mountains. Lake. Peace. She's circling my truck now. Hunting. And this. She points at my garden gnome by the front door. Lawn ornaments require written approval. And your flag. She wheels on the American flag by my garage. Wrong placement. 6 inches too far left. I feel something shift in my chest. Not anger yet. Something colder. You have exactly 1 hour. She checks her watch. Designer. Probably costs more than my truck. 60 minutes to remove this eyesore, or I'm calling my tow company. Her tow company. Behind her, a woman appears. Younger. Holding a phone. Recording everything. And don't think about fighting this. Margaret's smile is ice and venom. I've removed 12 residents in 6 years. You'll be number 13. She leans in. Whispers loud enough for the phones to catch. I always win. She turns. Heels clicking back across my grass. Leaving divots. The assistant follows. Still recording. I stand there. Grocery bag in hand. Milk getting warm. What she doesn't know, what nobody here knows, is what I actually do for a living. What I'm still doing. And she just made the biggest mistake of her life. 3 days later, I'm heading home from the federal courthouse downtown. The truck rolls toward our community entrance. Beautiful landscaping. Flowers arranged in perfect rows. Mountains rising behind the iron gates. Our community logo, a lake and pine trees, welded into the metalwork. The gate doesn't open. I slow down. Wait. Nothing. Guard Mike's in the shack. Usually waves me through. Been friendly every time. Not today. He won't look at me. Eyes down. Hands shaking as he picks up the phone. I roll down my window. Mike? Everything okay? Sir, He swallows hard. I have orders. Orders? Movement behind him. The door to the guard shack opens. Margaret steps out. Cerise pantsuit today. Hot pink. Matching blazer and trousers. White blouse underneath. She's been waiting for me. This vehicle is no longer authorized. She walks to my window. Stands there. Blocking. HOA emergency resolution. Passed last night at a special meeting. Commercial vehicles are now banned from entering community property. You held a vote without notifying me? Her smile could freeze the lake. We notified all compliant residents. You received the same email everyone else did. I checked my phone. Nothing. No email. No notification. You're lying. Prove it. She taps my hood. This truck doesn't pass this gate. You want inside? Walk. Leave this eyesore on the street. Traffic's building behind me. 2 cars. 3. Horn starting. My groceries are in the back. Perishables. It's 85 degrees. Mike, open the gate. The guard looks tortured. Sir, I can't. She'll fire me. I've got 2 kids and... Don't you dare apologize to him. Margaret's voice cracks like a whip. This man is a rule breaker. A problem. You do not negotiate with problems. More cars behind me. 5 now. People getting angry. My neighbors, forced to wait because of her power trip. I could end this right now. 1 flash of credentials. 1 phone call. But something stops me. She's enjoying this too much. Performing. This isn't about rules. It's about control. What are you going to do? She leans down. Face in my window. Call the police. Cry about unfair treatment. Her breath smells like coffee and mint. I am the law here. These gates. Mine. This community. Mine. You're just renting space until I decide otherwise. The lake shimmers behind her. My house, 300 yards away, visible through the bars. Might as well be on another continent. Last chance, she says. Agree to my terms, or you can find somewhere else to live. I put the truck in park. I'll walk. Her victory smile makes my blood run cold. I park on the street. Outside the gates. Public property. Grab what I can carry. Leave the rest to rot in the heat. The walk through the pedestrian entrance takes 3 minutes. Past the pool. The tennis courts. Everything immaculate. Everything controlled. My house comes into view. They're already there. 2 private security guards. Tactical gear. Radio equipment. Standing on my porch like they own it. And Margaret, waiting in my driveway. Arms crossed. That cerise pantsuit practically glowing in the evening light. Trespassing. She holds up her phone. Recording again. I have witnesses who saw you enter through the pedestrian gate without vehicle authorization. Section 12, paragraph 8. Unauthorized property access. The security guards look uncomfortable. Big guys. Local company patches on their shoulders. They're not making eye contact. Ma'am, 1 starts. Name tag says Rodriguez. This is his house. His house is HOA property. Margaret's composure cracks. Face going red. Every blade of grass. Every brick. Every inch belongs to this community covenant. And I decide who has access. She's shaking now. Not from fear. From rage. From power she's held too long without challenge. I stay calm. Hands visible. Margaret, I live here. I pay my dues. Your dues are rejected. She pulls papers from her blazer. Waves them. As of this morning, your HOA account is frozen pending compliance review. You are effectively not a resident until you meet the board's requirements. The board, meaning her. Rodriguez shifts his weight. Ma'am, I really don't think we have legal authority. You have MY authority. She wheels on him. And I'm paying you $500 to do your job. $500. Cash. To intimidate a resident. The sun's dropping behind the mountains now. Orange light, making everything look surreal. The lake's gone dark. My porch light flickers on automatically. You have 2 options. Margaret's voice drops. Become something more dangerous than screaming. Option 1. Remove that truck permanently. Pay a $15,000 compliance restoration fee. Issue a written apology to the board and the community. $15,000. For parking my truck. Option 2. I ask. I press charges. Trespassing. Harassment. Intimidation of an HOA official. She steps closer. You're a large man. Over 6 feet. You make people uncomfortable just by existing. That's intimidation. That's assault. The guards exchange looks. This has gone too far. They know it. But they need the money. Rodriguez reaches for my arm. Sir, I'm sorry, but we need you to leave the property. His hand touches my sleeve. I don't resist. Not yet. I'm watching Margaret's face. Memorizing every word. Every threat. Every violation. She has no idea what she's building. And I'm letting her. The hotel overlooks the lake. Same view as my house. Different side of the water. I can see my porch light from here. Across the dark ripples. Mountains black against the starlit sky. My phone buzzes. 11:47 p.m. Unknown number. I almost don't answer. Hello. Breathing. Heavy. Uneven. Then her voice. Slurred. She's been drinking. You think you're special? Margaret's laugh is broken glass. You think you're the first person to challenge me? Background noise. Music. Voices. She's having a party. I've destroyed better men than you. Ice cubes clinking in a glass. Made them sell at losses. Made them beg to leave. Made their lives so miserable their marriages fell apart. She's confessing. Admitting to systematic abuse. I hit record on my phone. I know people, she continues. Voice getting meaner. Sharper. Lawyers who owe me favors. Judges who golf with my husband every Sunday. The chief of police. We summer together in Aspen. More laughter in the background. Someone asks who she's talking to. She shushes them. You're nobody. A truck-driving nobody who thought he could buy into a premium community. She takes a drink. Swallows loud. Did you really think you belonged here? The cruelty in her voice is pure. Refined. She's done this before. Many times. Tomorrow morning, I'm filing for a restraining order. Then an emergency vote to force sell your property. You'll be gone in 30 days. Her breathing's getting heavier. Excited. And that truck? My cousin owns the tow company. He's impounding it tonight. Right now, actually. My eyes snap to my house across the lake. Headlights. Moving slow down my street. A flatbed tow truck. Pulling into my driveway. You're watching, aren't you? She's laughing now. Full-throated. I knew you'd go to that hotel. I know everything that happens in my community. The tow truck driver's getting out. Hooking chains to my vehicle. This is just the beginning. Margaret's voice drops to a whisper. I'm going to make an example of you. Every resident will see what happens when you defy me. When you think you're better than the rules. The line goes dead. I watch my truck get loaded onto the flatbed. Watch it drive away. Taillights disappearing around the corner. She's stolen my property. Admitted to conspiracy. Harassment. Abuse of power. All recorded. I could end this tomorrow. One call to my supervisor. One visit from federal officers. But she needs to go further. Needs to completely destroy herself. Because when this falls on her, it needs to bury her forever. How much deeper will she dig? The community center sits on a hill overlooking the lake. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Mountains framed like paintings. 7 p.m. Emergency HOA meeting. Mandatory attendance for all residents. Every seat filled. 70 people. Maybe 80. My neighbors. People I've barely met. They won't look at me when I walk in. Terror. That's what's on their faces. Pure fear of her. Margaret sits at a raised table like a judge. Hot pink pantsuit tonight. Blazer buttoned. Hair perfect. For board members flank her. 2 men, 2 women. They look like hostages. The room goes silent when I enter. We're here to address the menace in Unit 47. Margaret's voice echoes. Not my name. My unit number. Multiple covenant violations. Repeated refusal to comply. Threatening behavior toward HOA officials and contracted security personnel. She clicks a remote. The projector flickers to life. Photos of my truck. Massive on the screen. Taken from every angle. Close-ups of rust spots. The government surplus sticker. Exhibit A. Commercial vehicle. Prohibited under Section 7. Next slide. My garden gnome. Zoomed in like it's evidence at a murder trial. Exhibit B. Unapproved lawn decoration. Section 14 violation. My mailbox. My flag placement. My doormat. Everything I own displayed like crimes. A woman in the 3rd row raises her hand. Older. Gray hair. Margaret, I don't see how a garden gnome. Sit down. The woman flinches. Shrinks. Goes quiet. Margaret's breathing hard. Chest heaving. We're not here for debate. We're here to vote on immediate property seizure and forced sale under Charter Section 19. Section 19. I looked it up last night. Emergency powers. For condemned properties. Drug houses. Actual dangers. She's weaponizing it. This individual represents a clear and present danger to community standards, property values, and resident safety. She's reading from prepared notes now. Legal language. Someone helped her write this. His continued presence threatens the integrity of our community covenant. A man in the back stands. This seems extreme. Sit. Down. Margaret's eyes are dead. Cold. Or you're next. He sits. She controls them all. Every single person in this room lives in fear of her. Does anyone oppose this motion? Her smile is a dare. A challenge. Silence. Absolute silence. 70 people afraid to breathe. She's won. She knows it. Then by unanimous consent. I oppose. I stand. Every head turns, eyes wide, shocked that anyone would speak. Margaret's face goes white, then purple, then crimson. You have no standing. She's on her feet, shaking. You're not a member in good standing. Security. The same two guards from before. Rodriguez and his partner. Moving toward me, but slower this time. Reluctant. This is about to change everything. Rodriguez stops 3 feet away. Sir, please don't make this difficult. I keep my hands visible. Calm. I'm just exercising my right to oppose. You have no rights. Margaret's around the table now, crossing the room. You forfeited them when you violated our covenant. She's in my face, close enough to touch. Everyone here will witness what happens to people who think they're above the rules. I reach slowly for my wallet. Stop. Her scream makes people jump. Don't you dare. My hand freezes. She's got her phone out, recording, making sure every angle is covered. I know what you're going to do. Claim you're some kind of authority figure. Show fake credentials. I've seen this before. What? Everyone watch. She circles me, playing to the crowd. He's about to impersonate a federal officer. That's a felony. 5 years minimum sentence. She's predicting my move, making it look premeditated. My mind races. If I show my badge now, in front of 80 witnesses, she's already planted doubt. Already made it look like a desperate play. I've dealt with men like you. Margaret's crying now. Real tears. Mascara running. Bullies who use fake authority to intimidate women. To threaten me. To make me feel unsafe in my own community. Half the room is buying it. I can see it happening. Their faces shifting. Maybe he is dangerous? Maybe she's the victim? Rodriguez's hand is on my arm now. Gentle but firm. Sir, I really need you to. He threatened to kill me. Margaret sobs. Last week. Said he'd make me disappear. That's why I've been so afraid. Why I needed security. Complete fabrication. Pure fiction. But it's working. A board member stands. Older man. Uncomfortable. Perhaps we should call the police. Already done. Margaret wipes her eyes. Smiles through the tears. They're 3 minutes out. The room shifts again. Now I'm not just a rule breaker. I'm a criminal. A threat. She's boxed me perfectly. Show my credentials and look like a desperate faker. Stay silent and get arrested for crimes I didn't commit. Blue lights flash through the windows. 2 patrol cars. Pulling into the parking lot. Margaret's smile goes triumphant. Officers will sort this out. Everyone stay seated. You're all witnesses to his threatening behavior. 4 officers enter. Hands near weapons. Alert. They've been told there's a dangerous individual. They're looking at me. Margaret rushes them. Thank God you're here. This man has been terrorizing our community. He threatened my life. He was just about to show a fake federal badge. The lead officer, Sergeant Davies on his nameplate, looks tired. Seen this before. Ma'am, slow down. Who's threatening you? She points at me. How do I play this without destroying everything? Sergeant Davies looks between me and Margaret, taking measure, reading the room. Ma'am, you called about threats? Yes. Margaret's voice cracks. This man, finger stabbing toward me, has been stalking me, harassing me. He called me last night at midnight making threats. I didn't call her. She called me. I have the recording, but I stay quiet. Davies turns to me. Sir, do you have identification? This is the moment. Every eye in the room locked on me. I reach slowly for my wallet. Margaret's phone camera follows my hand, documenting everything. There. See, she's practically screaming. He's going for the fake badge. The federal ID he's been using to intimidate people. I pull out my driver's license. Nothing else. Hand it to Davies. He examines it. Looks legitimate. Confused. Sir, this is just a regular. Not that. Margaret shrieks. The fake federal credentials. Make him show you the fake federal ID he's been flashing around. Davies looks at me. Patient. Professional. Do you have what she's describing? No, sir. Margaret's smile falters. Just for a second. A flicker of uncertainty. She was certain I'd reach for my badge. Her entire strategy depended on it. Then empty your pockets. Her voice is sharp. Desperate. Prove you're not lying. Prove you're not a fraud. The other 3 officers spread out slightly. Hands relaxed but ready. They're not sure what's happening here. Davies nods to me. Sir, would you mind? I empty my pockets onto the nearest table. Wallet. Keys. Phone. Hotel receipt from last night. Gum wrapper. Pen. No badge. No credentials. Nothing federal. The room watches. Waiting. Margaret's face cycles through confusion. Anger. Then calculation. She's regrouping fast. He left it somewhere. She wheels on Davies. Probably in that illegal truck. You need to search his vehicle. Impound it immediately. Davies sighs. Long and tired. Ma'am, we can't impound someone's vehicle without probable cause. It's a commercial vehicle in a residential zone. That's a civil HOA matter. His patience is thinning, not criminal. Now, you reported explicit threats. Did this man verbally threaten you? Margaret hesitates. The lie is forming. I can see it. His presence is threatening. His size. His demeanor. His refusal to follow community rules. That's not a threat. Davies closes his notebook. Sharp. Final. Folks, this is an HOA dispute. We can't arrest someone for parking a truck at their own house or attending a meeting. You don't understand. Margaret's losing it. Voice rising. He's dangerous. I feel unsafe. Isn't a woman's fear enough anymore? A younger officer speaks up. Female. Name tag says Chun. Ma'am, filing false police reports is actually a crime. We take that seriously. Margaret's face goes nuclear. False. How dare you? I'm a respected member of this community. My husband is friends with your chief. I don't care who your husband knows. Davies interrupts. Cold. Done with this. We're leaving. He hands me back my license. Nods toward the door. You're free to go, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience. Margaret's world is crumbling. Real-time collapse. But she's got one card left. And desperate people do desperate things. I'm walking toward the parking lot when I hear it. Crash. Glass exploding. Someone screams. I turn back. Through the community center windows, Margaret. Throwing chairs. Actually throwing furniture. A chair hits the projection screen. The fabric tears. Another chair through a window. Glass raining onto the floor. You're all against me. Her voice is inhuman. Raw. This whole meeting is a conspiracy. People scatter. Diving under tables. Running for exits. The police rush back inside. Davies in front. Margaret sees them coming. Grabs another chair. Hurls it at Davies. He dodges. It crashes into the wall behind him. Ma'am, you need to stop. Don't touch me. She's backing toward the windows. Glass crunching under her heels. Hot pink pantsuit covered in dust. Hair wild. Makeup destroyed. You're all working with him. He's been gaslighting me. Psychological warfare. He's trained in it. Trained in it. That's specific. Oddly specific. The other officers are flanking her now. Professional. Calm. They've done this before. Ma'am, we need you to calm down. She shoves Davies. Hard. Both hands against his chest. Everything stops. That's assault on an officer. Everyone knows it. The female officer moves in. Fast. Ma'am, put your hands behind your back. I'm the HOA president. Margaret screaming. Fighting. I have immunity. You can't touch me. I'm protected. She actually believes it. Years of unchecked power have convinced her she's above the law. They're cuffing her now. She's still screaming. Thrashing. It takes 2 officers to control her. This community will fall apart without me. Spit flying. You need me. Everything will collapse. He's destroying it all. Board members stand frozen. Residents recording on phones. 80 witnesses to her complete meltdown. As they walk her toward the exit, she locks eyes with me. And suddenly, she's calm. Dead calm. The screaming stops. The thrashing stops. She smiles. I know what you are. Quiet. Just loud enough for me to hear over the chaos. I've known from the beginning. This isn't over. Wait. She knew? The patrol car door closes. Red lights flash across the parking lot. Across the lake. Across the mountains. Margaret's face in the window. Still smiling. Still staring at me. Then they drive away. Lights fading into the darkness. The community center is destroyed. Glass everywhere. Broken chairs. The projection screen hanging in tatters. Board members stand in the parking lot. Shell-shocked. Lost. One of them, the older man who tried to speak earlier, approaches me. What do we do now? We don't even know how to run a meeting without her. 6 years. She's controlled them for 6 years. Made every decision. Approved every motion. They're paralyzed without her. But her words echo in my head. I've known from the beginning. If she knew what I was, why did she push this far? What's her endgame? 3 days of silence. The lake is glass smooth in the morning. Mountains reflect perfectly. Sky so blue it hurts. My truck sits in my driveway. Unmolested. The tow company returned it with an apology. They were misled about ownership. The board calls an emergency meeting. Without Margaret. They apologize. Actual, genuine apologies. They had no idea. She'd been forging violations, creating fake votes, sending threatening letters on HOA letterhead without board approval, running the community like a dictatorship while they rubber-stamped everything out of fear. 12 residents over 6 years. All forced out. Some divorced because of the stress. Some bankrupted by her legal fees. Some just broken. I moved back into my house. Unpacked the last boxes. Neighbors wave. Actually wave. Smile. Thank you for standing up to her, Mrs. Patterson whispers. Like Margaret might still hear. Like she might come back. But something feels wrong. Margaret made bail same day. Misdemeanor charges, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest. A slap on the wrist. She's out there somewhere. Too quiet. My phone rings. 2 p.m. Unknown number. I should ignore it. I don't. Deputy Marshal Torrance? A woman's voice. Professional. Cold as winter. This is Rebecca Sterling, attorney for Margaret Reynolds. My client wishes to discuss a private settlement. There's nothing to settle. Oh, but there is. Papers rustling. My client has documentation that you've been conducting federal surveillance operations from residential property in direct violation of HOA covenants. She has photographs, timestamps, license plates of your agency colleagues visiting your home. My blood goes cold. She's been watching. Not just my truck. Everything. Everyone. She has records of federal vehicles entering this community. Records of you meeting with other federal agents. Records suggesting you've been using this residence as an operational base. That's legal? Perhaps. But is it in compliance with the residential use-only covenant you signed? Her voice sharpens. My client is prepared to file a federal lawsuit. Breach of contract. Fraud in the inducement. She'll demand full disclosure of your activities. Depositions of your colleagues. Everything. It's blackmail. Sophisticated. Legal. Airtight. We're willing to drop all claims if you relocate within 30 days. Sell your property. Leave quietly. No escalation. Clean slate. She's using the law as a weapon. Everything I've done has been legal, but exposing it publicly would compromise operations. Identify agents. Burn cases. You have 48 hours to decide. Sterling's voice softens. Almost kind. This is generous, Marshal Torrance. Take it. Before this gets uglier. The line goes dead. I stand at my window, looking at the lake, the mountains, my dream home. Margaret's playing a different game now. Smarter. More dangerous. She's not broken. She's escalating. And she's just forced my hand. But she made one mistake. She involved my agency. I call my supervisor. We have a situation. Deputy Chief Marshal Williams listens. Doesn't interrupt. When I finish, there's silence. Then, 24 hours. I'm bringing a team. The next day, 6 federal vehicles roll into the HOA parking lot. U.S. Marshal Service. FBI. Federal prosecutors. Everyone in suits. Everyone armed. It's 10 a.m. Saturday. Residents are out. Walking dogs. Washing cars. They stop. Stare. This isn't about me anymore. This is about her. Margaret arrives at 10:30. Black Mercedes. Her lawyer driving. She's in taupe beige pantsuit today. Hair perfect. Makeup flawless. She looks confident. She thinks she's won. Thinks the feds are here to negotiate my quiet exit. She walks into the community center. Sees the room full of federal agents. Freezes. Margaret Reynolds? Williams steps forward. 6'4". Former Marine. Voice like gravel. I'm Deputy Chief Marshal Williams. We need to discuss your surveillance activities. The color drains from her face. I was just documenting HOA violations. You photograph federal agents. Williams drops a folder on the table. Photos spill out. My colleagues. License plates. Timestamps. You tracked federal vehicles. Compiled intelligence on U.S. Marshals service movements and personnel. She's shaking now. Those are just photos from my neighborhood. You created a database. An FBI agent steps forward. Woman. Sharp eyes. Categorized by date, time, and individual. You noted patterns. Schedules. You built a surveillance profile of federal law enforcement officers. I didn't mean. That's felony surveillance of federal officers under 18 U.S.C. 115. The agent opens her own folder. Possible obstruction of justice. Interference with federal operations. Rebecca Sterling tries to intervene. My client was simply exercising her rights as HOA President. Your client. Williams interrupts. cold as ice, also filed false police reports, made threats against a federal officer, attempted extortion using illegally obtained surveillance. He counts on his fingers. We've documented 17 separate violations so far. We're still counting. Margaret's knees buckle. She catches herself on the table. The power suit can't protect her now. But I didn't know he was, she points at me. Desperate. He never showed me credentials. He never identified himself. Doesn't matter. The FBI agent closes her folder. You surveilled federal agents. That's the crime. His identity is irrelevant to your actions. Williams nods to me. This is it. I pull out my credentials. The real ones. The badge I've carried for 20 years. Place them on the table between us. U.S. Marshal. 20 years of service. Currently assigned to witness protection operations in this district. Margaret stares at the badge. At me. Her face crumbles. Everything she built. Everything she controlled. All of it collapsing in real time. Margaret Reynolds, Williams says, you're under arrest. They cuff her right there. In the community center. Same room where she held her kangaroo court. Margaret doesn't scream this time. Doesn't fight. Just stares at my badge on the table like it's a snake. I want my lawyer, she whispers. She's right here. Williams nods to Sterling. She can follow us to the federal building. As they walk her out, residents have gathered. 70 people. 80. Everyone who feared her. Everyone she controlled. They're silent. Watching. Some crying. Some smiling. Some just processing. Mrs. Patterson stands at the front. Gray hair. Gentle face. She starts clapping. Slow. Steady. One person. Then another joins. Then another. Soon the whole crowd is applauding. Not for me. For themselves. For freedom. Margaret hears it. The sound of her empire dying. She closes her eyes. Tears finally coming. The federal cars drive away. Down the winding road. Past the lake. Toward the mountains. Sterling approaches me. Professional to the end. She'll take a plea. Federal probation. Community service. Anger management. She'll sell the house and relocate. And the surveillance? Destroyed. All of it. Part of the deal. Sterling looks tired. She's sick. You understand that? Not evil. Sick. Power became an addiction. Maybe. Maybe not. But that's for courts to decide. The board holds an emergency meeting that afternoon. Real elections. Transparent rules. They ask residents what they actually want. Turns out, nobody cared about my truck. Or garden gnomes. Or flag placement. They just wanted to live. Without fear. Over the next week, stories emerge. A veteran forced out because his service dog was too large. A teacher fired from the pool committee because she questioned Margaret's budget. A young couple who lost their home because their baby cried too loudly. 12 families over 6 years. All broken by one woman's need for control. But they're coming back now. Calling. Asking if it's safe. If she's really gone. And she is. The plea deal goes through fast. Federal probation. 5 years. Community service. Mandatory psychological evaluation. Banned from holding any HOA position nationwide. Her husband files for divorce. Her friends disappear. The power she built her identity on, gone. She sells her house at a loss. Moves 3 states away. I never see her again. But sometimes I think about what she said. I've known from the beginning. Did she? Or was it paranoia mixed with surveillance that revealed the truth too late? I'll never know. What I do know, she pushed because she couldn't stop. Addiction to control. To power. To being feared. And it destroyed her completely. The community center gets repaired. New windows. New furniture. A plaque. Rebuilt 2024. A community united. They asked me to serve on the board. I decline. But I vote now. Show up to meetings. Participate. That's enough. 6 months later. I'm sitting on my deck. Coffee in hand. Dawn breaking over the mountains. The lake is pure gold. Glass smooth. Sky painted pink and orange. My truck sits in the driveway. Garden gnomes lined up like soldiers. Neighbors bought matching ones after everything settled. A whole army of them. Inside joke now. The community is different. Alive. Kids play by the lake without someone screaming about noise violations. The elderly couple from Unit 23 holds hands on the walking trail every morning. The young family's baby cries sometimes. Nobody calls security. This is what it should have been all along. Just people. Living. Breathing. Existing without fear. My phone buzzes. New assignment. Witness relocation. Different district. I'm needed in Montana next month. But I'll be back. This is home now. worth fighting for, worth protecting. Not just the house, the people. The idea that communities should lift each other up, not tear each other down. A teenager from Unit 15 waves from his driveway. Asked me about becoming a marshal last week. Good kid. Smart. I gave him the recruiter's number. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. But he's thinking about service. About protecting people. That matters. Mrs. Patterson tends her garden. She grows roses now. Used to be banned. Too extravagant. She smiles every time she sees them. The new HOA board meets monthly. Open forums. Transparent budgets. Actual votes. Democracy, not dictatorship. Margaret's house sold to a young doctor. Nice guy? Quiet. He planted trees in the yard. She would have hated that. I take another sip of coffee. A fish jumps in the lake. Ripples spreading outward. Touching the shore. Touching the mountains. Sometimes the monsters are real. Sometimes they wear designer pantsuits and abuse tiny amounts of power because it's the only power they'll ever have. Sometimes they need to be stopped. Not with violence. Not with anger. But with patience. With law. With letting them destroy themselves while you document everything. And sometimes, just sometimes, standing your ground means more than just defending property. It means defending the idea that fear shouldn't govern how we live. The sun clears the mountains. Full light now. The lake blazing. I finish my coffee. Head inside. Pack for Montana. But I'll be back. Because this place, this community that learned to breathe again, is worth every second of the fight. And that makes all the difference. If this story hit you in the chest, if it made you feel something real, drop a comment below and tell me where you're watching from. Share your own HOA horror story, or just let me know this gave you hope. Your comments fuel stories like this. They tell me what matters, what resonates, what needs to be said next. So don't just watch and leave, be part of this community. Tell me you were here. Tell me this mattered. Because standing together, that's how we win.